Hello, I'm Guy Messick with the law firm of Messick and Lauer, and General Counsel to the CUSO, the National Association of Credit Union Service Organizations. This is a discussion of what to consider as you structure a multi-owned CUSO. The first thing I like to do when I have two or more credit unions thinking of forming a CUSO is to make sure there's an alignment of goals. What are the goals of the CUSO? To make income, to save operational costs, to increase investment value, to acquire expertise, or some combination of the above. If everyone's not on the same page on this critical issue, you can be sure problems will develop later. Now, there's a series of other preliminary questions that are contained in the business plan. For example, what services will be offered? What are the agreed service levels? How will the CUSO be accountable to the owner credit unions for its performance? Will the employees be full-time or part-time employees shared with the credit union owners? Will the CUSO serve both owners and non-owners? There are many detailed questions of operation, but in this discussion, I want to cover the big three aspects of structuring a multi-owned CUSO. 1, ownership, 2, management, and 3, the sharing of profit and losses. So let's start with the ownership rights. Can non-credit unions be owners? What's the criteria to become an owner? What are the obligations of ownership? Must an owner exclusively use the services of the CUSO for the services that are provided by that CUSO? Are there typically means for a credit union to withdraw as an owner in a multi-owned CUSO? I recommend that there is such a means. You want to have sufficient notice, though. There must be the ability to enter and exit a CUSO relationship. Without clear provisions in the operating agreement or bylaws, protracted disputes may occur. The withdrawing credit union owner is typically paid the balance of its capital account over a period of time so as not to cause the CUSO a capital or cash flow issue. Some CUSOs are designed to create investment appreciation, so these CUSOs may have a payout that is based on fair market value, as determined by an appraisal or by a formula. I also recommend that if CUSO is no longer meeting its obligations under the operating agreement, that the other investors have the right to compel that credit union to withdraw and be paid out in the same manner as a voluntarily withdrawing credit union. Having the ability for the owners to part ways in a fair and time-effective manner is particularly important for those CUSOs that are co-owned by non-credit unions. Over time, these relationships tend to change, and there's need to build in the graceful exit into the operating agreement. Management rights are always a key issue. The board of a multi-owned CUSO typically consists solely of the investing credit union CEOs or senior staff. If the CUSO board has representatives from all the owners, then the management power is usually invested in the board. If there are owners who do not have representatives on the board, then there may be key issues that require the owners to vote. Some owner and management votes may be so important so as to require more than a simple majority. The management structure can be customized to meet the preferences of the owners. This ability to customize the business model is one reason why the flexibility of a limited liability company is advantageous. Finally, how are the profits and losses typically shared in a CUSO? If a CUSO is providing financial services, then there's usually a profit motive. And there's a desire to reward the credit unions who bring business to the CUSO and help generate those profits. I have seen CUSOs distribute profits based primarily on a patronage component tied to the amount of business that's generated by the particular credit union. A portion of the profits tend to also be distributed based upon the relative capital contributed by the credit union owners. The patronage component could be in the form of tiered pricing of fees. The more business a credit union does, the lower its fees that the CUSO charges, which increases the credit union's net revenue. One note of caution, patronage dividends may not be possible in CUSOs providing mortgage lending services due to RESPA limitations. Now, in a CUSO providing operational services, the purpose of a CUSO is to share and reduce costs through economies of scale. These CUSOs are not profit centers. Some of these CUSOs may divide the costs equally or have some variable cost component based into the relative demands of the credit unions or the services in question. I hope you found this presentation helpful. I invite you to view our other presentations. Thank you.